Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living right here in beautiful Fullerton, California. Thank you all for joining us today, in person and also online. My name is Tomoko Rosas and I'm a practitioner here at the Center. Please join me in stating our purpose statement. We are a loving spiritual community, empowering all to live healthy and successful lives through practicing the principles of science of mind. So a few announcements before we get started. As you all know, we have a wonderful guest speaker here today. Her name is Tara Short, and she is from CSL Seaside, and Reverend Bill's going to introduce her right before she speaks. Okay, the next item, the big item for September, the sizzling summer raffle drawing and potluck. Remember the potluck? It's next Sunday. Tickets are on sale now until all the way to the last call next Sunday, till the time we draw the winners. So you don't need to be present to win, but hope you can join us because, you know, as you all know, we're going to have a lot of good food. All right, so we have some new books at special price at the bookstore, so come check them out after service. Wednesday Spiritual Support Group is ongoing weekly at 1 p.m. and all welcome. Unexpected Income Club is doing amazing. We're almost to $29,000 and we're only $3,000 away from our annual goal. And thank you all for your loving continued participation. All right, that's it for me, and I'm going to pass it on to Debbie and Tommy.
I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. When this old world starts to push and shove me, I need to be still and let God love me.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's begin by invoking the power and the presence and the consciousness of one mind, one life, one spirit, one love, to bless this service. Our congregation in person and on the internet, our visitors, our volunteers and staff. I extend a spirit of gratefulness to the ushers and greeters, our resident musical director, Tommy Cosentino, the Board of Trustees who guard and guide our mission, the practitioners who hold high watch, our junior church students and teachers, our ministerial leader, Reverend Dr. Bill Salisbury, knowing that the message prepared is divinely guided, and I declare our time together good and very good. Amen. My reading this morning is from the Science of Mind magazine, April 1972. So, and my name is Amanda Blake Sokola. I'm a practitioner here at the Center. The title is The Creative Adventure by Wilfred A. Peterson. Be aware of awareness. So a man or a woman is alive only to the degree that they are aware. To make the most of life, we must constantly strive to be aware of the importance of being aware. We must be aware in all directions. Be aware of ourselves, and we should be aware of who we are and what we want to be. We should be aware of our ideals and purposes. and our relationship to the infinite. We should be aware of our growth potential, and we should be aware of a definite goal in life. Be aware of our senses and using them. However, so often we may be distracted and unaware of the riches our senses can pour into our lives. We might eat food without tasting it, listen to music without hearing it, smell without experiencing the pungency of odors and the delicacy of perfumes, touch without feeling the grain or the texture, or see something without really appreciating the beauty that's all around us. Being aware of people, and this calls for an empathy that will help us to get inside the minds of people, to become sensitive to their inner thoughts of sadness, loneliness, discouragement, and joy, also joy. This is often an extrasensory awareness. We should not see people as part of a crowd, but as individuals, with the hopes, longings, dreams, and aspirations that live within. Be aware of the environment. We should be aware of our surroundings and the influences that are molding the earth we live in, that we may play our part in the life of our times. We should delve, probe, research, penetrate into what's going on, searching and exploring, being aware of the ideas, the movements, science, religion, philosophy, and seeking constantly for the true and the meaningful. The secret of becoming more vitally alive is to become more aware. To become more aware, we must constantly remind ourselves of the importance of awareness. We must practice awareness. Our degree of awareness is the degree to which we are awake in life. If you'll join me in prayer. God is all there is. I am born of the divine force, and as I know this for myself, I can know this for others. Divine birthright confers access to such amount of power that I and all others recognize and accept. It is this recognition, acceptance, and awareness that allows the power of Spirit to work in, as, and through each and every one of us. And as I and you surrender to the process of infinite intelligence and divine love, demonstrations abound. The demonstrations are God's gifts to the circumstance, and to us is the awareness of our oneness. It is with great gratitude that I release this word into the divine action of the law and simply let it be. And so it is. Amen.
Spirit in me, Spirit in me. Give through me. Speak through me. Move through me. Love through me. Oh, Spirit, Spirit in me. Oh, Spirit, Spirit in me.
That's Debbie Ebert, Tommy Pasquino. What a great way to start with a little piece of contemplative music like that. Or, 2 or 3 months ago, I had the pleasure of sitting on practitioner panels down in Seaside at the in Encinitas at the Seaside Center for Spiritual Living, where we get to sit and chat with those people who have just finished their 2 years of basic Science of Mind courses and then finished 2 more years of practitioner courses, getting ready for the ministry and getting ready to serve in that capacity with affirmative prayer for each of us. And I had the delight of being on the panel with Tara Short. So, one, I was already favorably impressed, to say the least. And then when 3 of the Seaside ministers, including Dr. Christian, told me that we should have her up here to speak, can you come? So we settled on a date, and guess what? This is that date. So, if you want to know more about Tara Short, other than the fact that she's a practitioner and a ministerial student down at Seaside, you can look in your program for her bio. So I got nothing else to say except I'm going to let Tara speak for herself. So come on up here. Let's give a welcome to Tara Short.
So thank you all for having me here, and thank you, Rev Bill. I have a soft spot for him in my heart, obviously, since he was on my panel that chose the fate, whether I passed or not. And I did fumble quite well during the practitioner panel, and he was there to, be great with it and laugh it off with me. So thank you very much for that. And I'm also so very thankful for Reverend Christian down at Seaside Center, for he gives me that push at all times. And we need that, right? Because I definitely am not the best at pushing myself. So that encouragement is always such a pleasure. So, and I have known Rev Bill for a while. Before he knew me, I believe, because he comes down to Seaside, whether that's at a ministerial meeting or a guest speaker in my practitioner class, and then finally to be on my board or the panel for my practitioner license. And I always, when he walks in at Seaside, I'm always saying, "Hey, Rev Bill," and he'll kind of look at me like, you know that look, right? Have we met? And "Hey, Rev Bill," but I always remember him, and I think about him often, and I've been thinking about him the last couple months because my adult sons are home from college. I have identical twin 21-year-olds, and when they are home for the summer or home at any time, that means that the TV is on and sports is all there is. And that means that it's football season right now, and so it is ESPN, Entertainment Sports Premier Network, and it's football season. And so all the ex-football players, the Tom Brady's, the Emmanuel Ochos, they have all become the commentators and the aficionados. They are the best dressed guys in the universe. And I think of Bill. I think of Rev Bill. I'm like, does he know these guys? Do they know him? Has he been on ESPN before? Does he know what color of suit that is that they're wearing? These infinite colors, these beautiful colors. So I think of him all the time because he has such a gift of style. And I ask him about his style all the time. I appreciate that. It is such a gift, and I obviously appreciate that gift. And my talk title today is Unwrapping Your Gifts. And in Science of Mind, we know that we bring forth our gifts. We are allowing Spirit to flow through us in unique and beautiful ways. Whatever we give multiplies, it ripples out, uplifting not only ourselves but the collective. And I know that the September theme here is oneness. And it feels good to share our gifts, right? And it feels even better when other people are sharing their gifts. What a gift to watch Debbie sing this morning. Just feel, I am full. I'm good. I'm good to go. Thank you for that. One of the most influential artists of the 20th century, Pablo Picasso, said this: "The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away." The meaning of life is to find your gift, and that purpose is to give it away. And Ernest Holmes said, "You are an outlet for the infinite. Every time you express creativity, kindness, or love, you are revealing God in action." And so I like to think of really talented people and their gifts. And I love sports, back to sports. This time basketball, I love basketball. And when my kids were 8 years old, we lived out of the country in Central America, but we would come back to San Diego in the summers during their school break. And when they were 8, I found this camp that they were going to be so excited about. They were so excited about. Sold out 9 months before, and it was the LeBron James basketball camp, where kids from around the world came for that camp at University of California, San Diego. And so this was an intense camp. It was an all week long. They were only 8. I had to have them there by 7:30. They weren't done until 9:30. They were exhausted. But one of the things during that week long was a Q&A with LeBron. In that Q&A, it was not just the thousands of players, but their parents could come. So of course I came, and for every player it was about 3 or 4 adults, because everybody wanted to see LeBron. Everybody had those cameras with the lens going nuts. And during this Q&A, these are the questions. Hey LeBron, will you marry me? Hey LeBron, who inspired you? Hey LeBron, how many points do you think you can get at your highest level? And here's the one question that got to me. It got to me. And it was, hey LeBron, if you weren't playing basketball for the NBA, what would you be doing? You know how he answered it? I couldn't believe this. Without a second to think about it, he said, oh, I'd play in the NFL. I'd be a football player, one of the best in the world. I'm like, who do you think you are? Oh my God, you're so full of yourself, right? I couldn't believe it. It was so, I'm sitting there and I have my uncle with me who is a basketball player. I come from a big basketball family. And he leans into me and he's like, what a jerk. Well, he didn't use that word. He used a much better word, but I don't know you all very well yet. So we're sitting there and, you know, I'm thinking, yeah, what a jerk, what a jerk. And I walk away that day just not liking LeBron anymore, right? What is my problem? What? I walk away of, you know, down from seeing this amazing man. Had I been in this teaching, this beautiful teaching of Ernest Holmes, where we are here to show our gifts, to embrace our gifts, to unwrap our gifts and share them with the world, to inspire others. Had I been here in Fullerton with you at a Center for Spiritual Living or at Seaside, my attitude would have been so different, right? Years later, if I went today and I saw LeBron have that same exact question, I would be cheering him. I'd be, yes, you know you would be, LeBron. You go, you go. You would be an NFL player, soon to be a commentator up there with all the men wearing suits like Rev Bill. I would be so inspired. I would walk away so excited and so happy because I would be uplifted and be like, man, if he can own his power, think about the possibilities of me and my kids and all these other thousands of kids, right? When someone is owning their gifts, we are all uplifted. And that's the beauty of this philosophy. And so this week I love Facebook and Instagram to get quotes from, and I saw a talk that he was giving, a little Instagram clip, and LeBron is sitting in a chair with all these people just sitting around him on the floor, and he says, you only live once. Just have that mindset when you wake up. You're like, first of all, I woke up, that's extra credit. I have another opportunity to breathe life, and let's live life to the fullest. Let's make the most out of today. You can't worry about yesterday because that's history. You can't worry about tomorrow because that's a mystery. So let's live today. You know it's a gift. That's why they call it the present. And in the Bible, 1 Peter 4:10, it's written, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others. We are to use our gifts to serve others. So I questioned this week, what are my gifts? You know, show me my gifts. And I like to wake up intentional, and I have been using this, not so much of an affirmation, not an I am statement, but the statement I heard from Michael Beckwith long ago to when you wake up, you say to God, you ask the universe, why is my life so fabulous? Why is my life so abundant and great? And then you just sit back and you get the evidence all day long, right? So this week I said, what are my gifts? Show me my gifts. I have a talk on Sunday. Show me my gifts. And so I came up with a short list. I'm a great mom. I'm a single mom, a single parent. I wasn't planning on that, but there it is. And I am so thankful for this philosophy because otherwise I would not be such a great mom. At this point, it has helped me beyond belief. I am curious, and there's proof of that in the stacks and stacks of books, of the 3 to 12 that I'm reading at once. And I watch a lot of Netflix, so I must be curious. I'm sober, and I have the gift of knowing the depths of addiction so that I can truly be there for others and help them through this time. I had the gift of being married to an even worse alcoholic than me. I'm still figuring out that gift, but I know it's there somewhere. And I can see the gifts in others really, really well, much more than I see in myself. And I would be an amazing talent scout, I think, and so I'm going to hold that vision somehow. But these gifts, right? And I'm a great helper. I'm an excellent volunteer at my center. And I am an amazing grocery store bagger. And that's a gift. I think it's small, but it's a true gift. You got me, Debbie. Thank you. So when I was 16, I had a job at the grocery store for 3 months, and that is back when the grocery stores had such a high standard of service, right? The outfit was black slacks, long white shirt collared, the apron, long apron. And a couple of the duties is to undo the grocery cart in such a art form, a science form of the colds together and the fragiles at the end. I mean, it's art. It's a talent, and it's a lost art for sure. And so I have that, and so I love to go to the grocery store. So this week I'm at the grocery store, and I'm just love to hustle and put it in the best order, and I'd love to hustle back to be able to be the one to bag my groceries, so that when I drive home, they're not spilling all over the place, and then when I get home, I can put them away easily into the refrigerator. They're already organized. And that's a gift, right? That's a gift for me because I'm doing my best. I saw the 4 Agreements, somebody holding that book when I walked in today. Always do your best, and that's always doing your best, right? Help out in ways you know. And that gift spreads out to others, right? I'm sure that checker was so happy with me. I'm sure everyone in line there was so loving me because I made that line go quick and fast and everybody's in a good mood. I made that real bagger that did not want to come near and help because he wanted his shift to end. I made his day. So I know that the gifts were felt, right? People went home happy. I'm sure cookies were made. And so we don't have to know how we bring our gifts, right? That's a science of mind basic. You don't have to know the how, you have to know the what. And you don't even have to know the what. It is just the what that I want to share my gifts. So show me my gifts, bring my gifts to me. Because whenever we know the what, or the direction of the what, the how will follow. And experts agree that typically people use about 10% of their true potential. 10%. That's mind-blowing, right? And why? It's playing it safe, doing things that we usually do. Feeling like I did back in the LeBron James. Why does he get to feel so good? Why does he get to be so confident like this? And there's a book that came out in 2010 by Mendy Odlin. Great book. Some of you will know it. It's titled, What If All Goes Right? And in this book, Mendy says, there are two words that hold within them the power to create and the power to destroy. They are the two of the most powerful words in our language, and we use them every day, whether we know it or not. What if? What if? Our success or our failure depends on how we make use of these power of these two little words, right? We can see that we are going to get the evidence. What if I am having an awesome, amazing day? Or what if my day is going to be bad? I'm going to find that evidence, right? We find it, it will come to us. So we need to set our sky's the limit mindset. What if I have the confidence to declare my awesomeness like LeBron James, this guy that gets to play the game of his dreams every day for a living, inspire millions around the globe at all times? So one of my hobbies is seeking out speakers. I love spiritual speakers, personal development speakers, authors. And one of my favorites is Elizabeth Gilbert. And you might know her from when she wrote the book Eat, Pray, Love years ago. Turned into a movie where her character was played by Julia Roberts. I remember this book well because at that time my ex-husband and I had a restaurant in Hermosa Beach, and our chef that we loved, that we brought out from Colorado, she read that book. She was so inspired that she had to take a leave of absence to go to Italy to be like Miss Gilbert. And we were like, oh man. But she was so good, you know, we would take her back no matter when she came back. So Elizabeth Gilbert is about inspiring authenticity. That book was all about being authentic. She has written several books. She has an amazing way with the words. A creative book called Big Magic is all about using your creativity. This month, she dropped a new book called All the Way to the River. It came out September 9th. I completed it without touching other books, and that says a lot. And that was all about addiction, which I had no idea that was part of her life this past decade. And I thought I lived through addiction bad, and my ex-husband lived through an even worse addiction. That we don't hold a candle to what she has gone through. And this book is about liberating, right? It's about talking about the support groups, showing up in your truth, and that truth is the only legs you can live on. And so Liz Gilbert, she is about her words, about her inspiration, and she is big about being creative and bringing your gifts out. And so I found another Instagram clip from her this week, and she says this: to have a creative life is simply this. A creatively lived life is any life where consistently, routinely, habitually, and constantly you choose the path of curiosity over the path of fear. Not once, not twice, not sometimes, but all the times. All the times. And I say curiosity more than passion because I think we live in a passion fetishizing society, where people are constantly being given the often very unhelpful piece of advice, which is follow your passion, follow your passion, follow your passion. Passion is a big tower of flames on the hill. It's lightning in a bottle. It's the voice of God. It's all very exciting if you should happen to run into it, but it's not always there. Every single day you can be curious, because every single day curiosity taps you on the shoulder to the point you can't even feel it, but that whispers in your ear, hey, what's that? What's that? It's like a tiny clue into a scavenger hunt. You will have a creative life because curiosity is different from everyone else, and it will create a life unique to you. Her gifts, her gifts. These words. I think of those words when I think of one of my favorite quotes of Rumi. As you start to walk away, the way appears. As you start to just move motion, the way appears, right? If we follow joy, which is our big thing in Science of Mind, right? Follow that path of joy. What feels good? And I'd like to think of, I think the quote of, who did Apple?
Steve Jobs.
Thank you, Steve Jobs' quote. Thank you very much. His quote, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking back. So that is trust, that is faith, that is knowing your truth. It is truth if it feels good, right? If it feels good and you are enjoyed, that is truth, and you follow that path, and then someday you look back and you connect the dots of why. You don't have to know the why during. The why becomes after, will come. And we truly get more of what we are, and our gifts expand the more we use them. And that is so true. Like I said, this following your path, for me, it has helped me raise my 21-year-old boys now that experience anxiety, that experience uncertainty, that experience fear, that experience, oh my gosh, we're going into our senior year and we picked the wrong major. What do we do? What do we do? And yet this philosophy is not about that. You are not defined by what you picked as your major. I don't care how many years you have studied this. If that is not in your heart and you don't find joy in it, you find joy. That is your purpose, to find your joy, and you follow that path, whatever zigzag it takes, because that is the meaning of life, and you will connect those dots later. And Ernest Holmes, on page 151.4, he says, there is a place in us which lies open to the infinite, but when the Spirit brings its gift by pouring itself through us, it can only give to us what we take. When Spirit brings its gift by pouring itself through us, it can give to us only what we take. It's important. Take these gifts, bring them to the world. And so I will end with this quote from Price Pritchard. He's an expert on performance breakthroughs. He says, the people we call gifted are unique in one very special way. They accepted their gifts. They let it happen. They claimed them. They took them out of the wrapping paper and they used them. So I ask you, what gifts do you have to unwrap? Thank you very much. I invite you to, let's go into prayer and gently close your eyes if that's right for you, and breathing in this life, bringing in this gift, knowing there is one power, one presence. That's the presence of love, the power of wholeness. That is God's life. And that life is my life now, and that is the truth for me. That is the truth for each and every one here in this beautiful sanctuary, in this beautiful Fullerton community. I know that we are all individual expressions of the divine, expressing this gift, co-creating with Spirit, being alive, being enthused, being excited, being in our absolute potential, doing our best. And I know that we are all living in an absolute place of wholeness where every cell, tissue, and organ is in complete harmony, beautiful symphony of health, of vitality, of wholeness. And I know that the friendships here uphold and uplift and expand out, that ripple effect out into the world. The much needed ripple effect right now. That is as we hold firm to our truth, our faith, our knowing, our philosophy, our way of life. This is felt. This is known. This is love. This is spirit. And I am so very grateful for this community, for allowing me to come here, to support me, for Reverend Bill to give me an opportunity as this, for my center down in Encinitas, Seaside, and for Reverend Christian for always pushing me and encouraging me. And to not needing to know the how, but the what. And the what is that greatness, the gifts that are in you, stirring, exploding, ready to come out, to be cherished and cheered on. And I'm so very grateful for this philosophy, for Ernest Holmes, this way of life. And I release these words into the law of mind, as it is so when we know it. And so it is.
Can we just hear it one more time for Bill Clark?
Right now, it's our opportunity to share some of that good, knowing that all of our good comes from that one source, God, and for this we are grateful. Thank you, each and every one, for supporting this center, allowing us to do this viable spiritual work in the community. And let's just know that we bless these gifts, we bless the givers, and we send these gifts forward to do their great work in the community and the world at large with no strings and no conditions. And so it is.
All right. Ready? Yeah, so I want you to think about this song. As you hear this song, go out, call somebody on the phone, out of the blue. Just tell them that you love them, all right? No New Year's Day to celebrate. No chocolate-covered candy hearts to give away. No first of spring, no song to sing. In fact, it's just another ordinary day. No April rain, no flowers bloom, no wedding Saturday within the month of June. But what it is something true, made up of these three words that I must say to you. Sing it with me. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I really do. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. No summer night, no warm July, no harvest moon tonight, no tender August night.
recap just a little. One, by now we're all aware of our gifts that we have to unwrap in order to have the freedom and the consciousness to go out in the world and say, I love you. And it doesn't have to just be to somebody that you know. You know, I once spent 3 days with Rick Warren. And you know, at the end of 3 days of seminars down there, he went and sat at a desk on the way out and invited everybody. There were like 2,900 and some people there, almost 3,000, all ministers from all around the country and around the other countries also. And he invited everybody to come and sit down and have like 30 seconds with them, you know. But the last thing he said to every person was, looking you right in the eye, he said, I love you. Never seen you before. And I did all the talking this weekend, you know. But I love you. What a way to approach the world. What a way to approach everybody. Spread it out there. It's about unwrapping the gift. Let's just know something together right now. Something amazing is happening through me right now.
Something amazing is happening through me right now.
It's this thing called life.
It's this thing called life.
It's this thing called love.
It's this thing called love.
It's a gift.
It's a gift.
I'm unwrapping it. I'm sharing it. I'm spreading it all over the world.
Spreading it all over the world.
You know why?
Why?
Because I love you.
Because I love you.
Yes, indeed. And don't we just love everybody we meet? Because everybody we meet is part of the same God that we're part of. I'm happy about this. I just thrill in it. Thank you, God, in me.
Thank you, God.